for me, I don't know whether you feel the same, but the last year in business has been the toughest year that we've ever had.
Well, I think this sums up businesses. It's been the toughest, but probably also the best.
Yeah, I think the most rewarding.
Yeah, which is crazy, really, because it's almost like it gets tougher. You know, it's getting better, and it shouldn't always be that way. But we've had 2 or 3 things. I mean, we moved to and went through the process to open an independent school. So one of our amazing sites, Storybrooke, is a children's provision at the moment, and it's destined to become an amazing school. And so we went through that process, and yeah, we got a lot of help and support and some consultancy, and we still found that process so challenging. And I think something that I really struggle with is I come from a different world, so I'm sort of fairly new to education, and I'm only 4 or 5 years deep into this, and I see the way things are done, and I'm just constantly scratching my head, wondering why they aren't done in a better way, particularly the Ofsted process, which I know Ofsted get a lot of stick. They do an awfully good job, and they're very stringent, and they make sure that standards are high. But the way that process is run, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's super difficult. I mean, look, I think Ofsted are trying to change. I think Martin Oliver, the new guy who's come in, is really trying to make a difference in terms of inclusion and young people in school. I think even for me, who's been in education for sort of 15, 20 years, it's... that independent school process was hard. I think we obviously tried to self-fund everything. Like you're saying, we brought in a really good consultant who'd had 2 independent schools, helped us with the independent school standards, helped us with the building, helped us with everything. We employed a head teacher, 2 deputy head teachers. We had a full team of staff ready to go. And for a business of our size, it was tough to self-fund. We're looking at probably the spend over the year was about £250,000 to try and get it open. Ofsted visited. So you submit to the Department of Education. They pass it on to Ofsted when they think you're ready. Ofsted come out, 6-month period.
It was a frosty one, though, wasn't it?
They came out month 5, week 3. And out of the 220 standards, we failed on 2. Yeah. And I think what I find really hard about the process, the independent school process, and we'll move on in a second to sort of one of the other processes, but what I found difficult is them 2 points that we failed on. We then have to resubmit, and it can take another 6 months. But you're employing teachers. You're employing your consultant. It was costing us around £20,000 a month.
We were just burning money every month on the hope that... And what I found crazy about it is, I think even in the inspection, didn't she say, these 2 things will probably take about a week to put right?
Yeah,
and
2 days. 2 days.
One was 2 days, and the other one was by the end of the week. And she sort of said that, that's how long it'll take to get those right, and then you're ready. But you have to resubmit. The resubmit process could take another 6 months, and we just couldn't burn 20 grand a month at the time. And so we had to abort mission, didn't we?
And I think the impact it was having on the rest of the business and the resources and everything that we'd put into it, but it was a real kick in the teeth because so much had gone into that process. And I think the difficult thing about it is in any industry, whatever's sort of wrong or whatever's happening, normally it's let's help you open. Yeah. But I feel like this process is a little bit like
let's catch you out.
It's looking,
and I often difficult. They could have given us an extra day of their time, worked with us on the 2 things that needed changing, and by the end of the week, the 40 kids that are waiting to attend that school have a school to go to.
Yeah,
and that's the bit that boggles my mind, is that why aren't we working in a more solution-focused, positive way to actually get this done? Because there's a need, and we need you.
Yeah,
that to me is balmy.
Yeah, it is, and I think the reason we went independent school status was because we have so many young people in alternative provision that can't find special school placements.
Yeah.
So we had 40 consults for pre-consults for young people. So there was 40 young people in our area that needed a school placement. And this is what I find really difficult is our mission, us and all the other directors of the company, our mission is to help give pathways, make a difference in young people's lives. But I feel that process is demoralising.
But the beauty of it for us is that there's light at the end of the tunnel because we've just submitted again.
Yeah, we've just
We're going
submitted
through the pain again.
We're going through the pain again because I think it's important for those young people that need the school. I think there's better ways of doing them processes, but I think, like anything, I think they're understaffed. I think it's really difficult for you look at local authorities, schools, ourselves, the care sector. Everywhere's understaffed at the moment. It's really, really tough to find the people, which is mad because there's a million neat people in the country. But I think it's finding the quality.